Good afternoon, everybody. This is TracSport Garage with Vic and Steve. I'm Steve Granke.
And I'm Vic Simone. And it looks like you lost your voice, Steve. What happened?
I don't know. I need a drink of my beer and I'll be okay.
Oh, God.
But yes, today's episode, it's gonna be about shop talk and funny stories and mishaps that happen in a shop.
Okay. So, you want to start? You want me to start?
I want you to start.
Oh, come on, man.
Well, I want to have a drink of my beer.
Okay, do that. All right, well, let's talk about some shop talk. Anyways, I had a good one this week. A P0420, right?
Catalyst
converter efficiency, or whatever you want to call it. It was an exhaust leak just behind the rear manifold, so bank 2 on this vehicle.
Okay.
So I wound up having to change the front Y pipe and the studs and everything else. And then, of course, that took all morning because it's just old, right? The vehicles now are lasting longer. The exhaust
torches are being used.
Oh my gosh, the torch, the sparks went right through my shirt into my shoulder. The usual stuff.
Oh yeah,
right.
The mic almost hit you in the head there.
It almost got me. Yeah. So, anyways, so what you do afterwards? You repair the vehicle, and then you do the systems readiness tests.
Right.
And I managed to get them all done, and it passed all the tests. Then I let the engine cool down, and then did another test again, and it passed. So I take it did not need a catalytic converter. It just needed the exhaust repair.
Yeah.
Right?
Hopefully.
But unfortunately, the front Y pipe...
because sometimes that just down the road, all of a sudden, it comes back, and they do have to change the cat.
Yeah, well, I did change the rear cat, because it was part of the Y pipe that I had to replace.
Right.
But there's still 2 cats up front.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing the cost of these things, right?
I know,
Right? We're talking
unbelievable.
$2,000 a piece type of thing. And the Y pipe was, I priced it out from the dealer. It was an Acura. And I think to do the repair with the factory parts, it would have cost about $5,000.
Oh, yeah.
And with the repair aftermarket, it came out to about $2,400. So a big difference in price, but I don't think the quality is going to be as good as factory, because nothing is as good as the factory stuff that's on that vehicle.
You're right, but they do. Some of these outfits do carry some really good exhaust.
Yeah,
they're a little bit more than the cheapies, but I mean, they're not bad. They're not as good as OEM.
I mean, I've seen a lot,
but I mean, they're close, and it's way cheaper.
Yeah, I've just seen a lot of stuff where the welds just don't look right. Like, I mean, you can buy the Y pipe from an aftermarket good supplier is $900. Then you can find these ones online for like $250.
Yeah.
Or $199. But you look at it and you go, this thing isn't going to last 2 years.
Well, we had ones that would last just over a year.
Wow.
And the customer would say, "Oh, just put another cheap one in. I'm not paying $5,000."
Yeah, no kidding. And then I'm sure you had a good one there this week, because you had called me on one. One of the situations you ran into today or this week.
Oh, those Micra.
The Micra from hell.
Micra from hell. Yeah. It was stalling on her, and I didn't get it stalled, but I had a no start for a little bit, and then I unplugged the airflow meter, and it started.
Oh.
But I think that might have been just coincidence.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing wrong with that mass airflow sensor. There was nothing wrong with anything. There was no air intake leaks. There was nothing, and I had an air fuel alpha at 150%. Lean, like
now,
so
tell
lean.
Me something. That 150% under acceleration or all the time?
That was at idle.
At idle?
Yeah.
Well, that's lean. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask you, does your scanner show you fuel pressure?
No.
At all? No, it doesn't show that secondary fuel pressure on the pump or anything like that?
No, there's no sensor there to give it.
Okay, well, I was just saying, because when you called me, you were telling me...
Not on the Micra, but the newer Rogues, they do have.
Yeah. When you called me, you told me you ran the fuel system cleaner through it. And tell me what happened then.
Oh, yes, I did an injector flush, so I had to turn off the fuel pump and disconnect the line, and you hook up this lead to it, and it injects this cleaner into the fuel rail.
Right.
And through the injectors, of course. Anyway, the alpha went from 150% to 102%.
So you're running clean.
So I'm running good.
Yeah.
So I'm going, so it's got to be the fuel.
It's got to be the fuel. That's right, yeah. And that's what you wound up doing, is wound up pumping out the fuel as much as you could.
Yeah, there was a quarter tank left, and then I put a Motul fuel system cleaner, and then told the customer to take it, Well, I said I was going to do it, but they wanted to do it. I said I'd take it to the gas station and put the high test gas in it and fill it right up.
Yeah.
Anyway, came back on the hook the next day. She said it stalled on her.
So
and then when I looked, she didn't fill it up. I don't know what she did. It looks like she only put about maybe $15 in it because it was just over half.
$15 will get you 5
It was at a quarter and now it's just over half. So I'm going, okay. So what she put in $15? Like I don't know. Anyway, so it's doing the same thing. So I found that the fuel pump, the pressure didn't seem it wasn't good.
Just now. So most likely there's a screen on the pump, right? That's your filter nowadays. So it sounds like it's plug solid.
Probably.
Yeah. So it means now on this case you just take out the back seats, you pull the cover off.
Yeah, it's not a hard job.
Yeah,
pretty simple.
Bad. So now that's the next thing, right? So we're going to hear about this on the next episode for sure. What you found inside the tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a dead body.
Are they Italian?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, hold on a second. Yeah. Hey, so stuff that happens at the shop. I remember in Woodbridge there, we had a compound across the road, right? And it was minus 20 or whatever it was outside, and the locks were frozen. I was very busy as the foreman, right? Yeah. And I said to the guys, listen, why don't you just go take a lighter and light, just warm up the lock and open it up. They said, well, we don't have a lighter. I said, well, I just said, why don't you just bring a rag over, light up a rag, and then put it out. You know what I mean? Anyways, they go and get this screwdriver I have in my toolbox.
Was this Tony and Boris?
Yes, the Italian and the Russian. Yeah. They get along very well.
Who would know?
They're great guys.
Yeah.
So they were a lot guys, and they did a lot of maintenance around the shop, and they did card deliveries, did all kinds of stuff, right? So I see them with my long 2-foot flathead screwdriver with a rag on the end of it. They soaked in Varsol, and they lit it up, and we're walking across the road together like they were holding the Olympic torch. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And now people are stopping on the road because there's traffic, and they're letting these guys cross the road with the flame going. So anyways, they got the thing open, and I heard all about it from everybody. Right? Yeah. What did you do? I said, I didn't do anything. I just told them to go light it up, but I didn't think they were going to do that. So that was one of the highlights of working at the shop, and you have guys that just don't understand what you're saying to them.
I know.
Yeah, and there was all kinds of stuff.
But still, you'd think they go, well, why do you want me to, if that's what they thought, why do you want me to walk across with a lidded?
I don't think they understood what I was saying.
Yeah, I know. Okay, but light it up.
I wish we had cameras to take pictures of that stuff, because that was fun.
I know.
This flame had to be at least 6 feet, above their head. This is insane. But what else we got? I remember one time there was a car that needed a fuse replaced. Okay. And we didn't stock that fuse because the car was fairly new.
Oh.
It was just one of those special new fuses, and we had to get this car out of there. So I said to one of the guys, I said, why don't you go grab one of the new cars, pull the fuse out, and then we'll replace it. Just remember the stock number of the car. So he goes across the road to the compound. It was a very hot day. I do remember it was hot outside. He moves the car forward, opens up both doors so he can get in there and get the fuse out. And then he backs the car up into the parking spot with both doors open. Oh! So it takes out the 2 doors on the car and the 2 cars beside it. I think there was for a $2 fuse, I think we caused about $8,000 damage. You know what I mean? It just, wow. Yeah, so holy stuff happens, right?
Destroyed 3 cars.
It just, I was trying to figure out how did this happen? Yeah. Like you're backing up a car with 2 doors open. That doesn't make any sense, right? But it happened. Like stuff like that happens, and that's where the dealerships pay for all this damage, right? And
do you remember when I can't remember where it was, they were doing the rust proofing or something like that?
Okay.
And the car got hung up on they said that they phoned us, one of the apprentices that was doing this rust proofing or something. And they called us, and you went over, and the car was just hung on by one wheel, hanging off the one side, hanging in the air, kind of thing.
I just can't remember. Really?
And then Eddie was there, remember? And then we had to get it down. We got it down with no damage.
Wow. It was just one of those because there was so much rust.
I don't know what he did.
The arm slid out?
Yeah, it
Oh,
was just
wow.
hanging there, bro. It was hanging in the air off of like part of one arm and part of the other. The other two were not even existent. So it was just a weird. We walk in and it's like, oh my god, how is it still hanging on there?
Do you remember when this happened? I can't remember.
And we got everybody to go around it,
Yeah.
hold on to the thing, and then lowered the whole hoist really, really slow.
Yeah.
And then it came down and just kind of wiggled
Wow,
down,
wiggled
one wheel
down
to
the
two
blade.
wheel to three wheel to four, and then finally it was flat on the ground. It was,
Wow. Well, funny you remember that one.
yeah.
So some things you do forget.
But don't you remember that they did doing this? I don't think they did it for very long.
What were we doing at
It was
the big shop?
off. It was off at another location. I don't know but I
Was
can't.
it really?
Yeah.
Wow, I can't remember.
Oh, and they had one hoist in this like big area.
But if I can't remember, it's a sign of getting old, right?
Yeah.
Or
I don't know. Maybe you were on holiday. Maybe you weren't even there. I can't
Maybe
remember.
I wasn't there. Yeah. I mean, we've had that kind of stuff happen. I still remember one of the guys. Now, remember, we're Nissan technicians, right?
Yes.
You know, so some guys say that's all I work on is Nissan, right?
Oh,
and
I
then
know.
you get
Some guys are like that.
then you get the used car that comes in. It's a Volvo or something like that, and it needed a brake job. And I remember, I still
know.
remember it was across the shop from me there.
I was there.
And you were there, and I'm like, okay, he's doing a brake job. That's great, and he's working on. He went to bleed the brakes, and I guess what happened is the master cylinder went dry when they were bleeding the brakes, so he blew the master, right?
No, that's not what happened.
Well,
He put the master in because he couldn't bleed this. Go on.
oh, I thought it was that, and then it led to the other thing.
No.
Okay, so what you're telling me is he was doing the brakes, he replaced the calipers,
Yeah.
and then he replaced the master cylinder.
No, after he couldn't,
Yeah, yeah.
he couldn't bleed the system properly.
That's right,
He
so
would bleed it because he had no pedal whatsoever.
That's right. So then they replaced the master.
because he had the calipers on backwards.
Well, no, he didn't know that at this point yet. He put the master
no,
cylinder on.
I know that, but that's why he ordered the master, is because he couldn't.
Oh
he
my
had
God!
No pedal.
Because then they called me over, and I went over and I went to put the wrench on the bleeder. I go, what's it doing down there?
Yeah.
I go, okay, guys, stop right now. We got to fix this. Okay, you got the left on the right on the left,
Yeah.
and then sure enough, we got the brake pedal pumping and everything else. And that, unfortunately, I don't know what happened there. Like, why? Because it's a Volvo, not a Nissan. He put the calipers on backwards.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't think he
I just remember the parts manager going, I love this guy. He keeps ordering parts. I love him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, it kind of shocked me. That's all. Right? That one got me good.
Yeah, I know. I saw him. Same guy. Checked the spark plugs, and he forgot to put one in. It was a 4-cylinder. Where the ignition wires went through the top of the valve cover, and that's
Okay.
that, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, he forgot to put one in. Shut the hood. Started the car up. The compression. Smashed that spark plug wire up and dented the hood from the inside, so you had a little lump there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, see, so it does happen. Stuff
Yeah,
does happen,
yeah.
right? And I remember there was one where it was a Pathfinder got towed in, and it was hydrolocked. I don't know how the cylinders filled up with fuel. I still can't remember. It was an American vehicle. It was a Pathfinder.
Yeah.
And so I pulled the spark plugs out, and I said the young apprentice said, okay, let me know what, like he's standing in front of the vehicle off to the side. So I just turned the engine, and there was so much fuel came out of that cylinder, it hit him in the face like somebody slapped him. It almost knocked him out. I felt so bad, right? Yeah. I said, "You okay, kid?" And he was like kind of staggered. I was like, I got to go grab him. Are you all right? He goes, "Yeah, I'm good." He goes, "I can't believe that." We were all shocked how much fuel was inside the cylinder.
Yeah.
Right. And then I think, you got any good ones there, road testing or anything like that? Like,
Yeah, I was just going to say. Talking about the slap in the face. I just remember.
Oh, okay. Let's hear this one.
I did some brakes on a car, and I don't remember what kind of car it was or anything. It was a long time ago, and I did brakes, so I'm doing a road test on it, and I happened to be flying right underneath a big flying V of Canada geese.
Nice.
Right, so I didn't think nothing of it. I went on. Well, I guess some of them had to freaking relieve themselves. They shit, and it got sucked. I had the window down with summer, and it sucked into the window and smashed me right in the face. and all through the back seat, this green slimy shit, and it was just like a slap in the face. Like it really hurt. Anyway, so I go back to the dealership, turn around, and I'm just like going, oh my God. So drive it all the way back, and then outside there was like 10 salesmen sitting outside having smokes. And I had to drive by them. I'm going, oh my God, I got green shit all over the side of my head, and it's all over the car, and my clothes. So anyway, got to go by them real fast, and the one guy said, hey, what's going on there? And I just kept going, went to the cleanup bay.
Yeah.
He said, here, clean the inside of this car. I got to go and change my shirt and we'll wash my face and my hair.
That's gross.
Oh yeah, the stink.
Hey, what time of year was that though? Were they heading south or coming back?
No.
They were just playing.
June. And it was hot. It was warm.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they never drive with the sunroof open, Steve. Because that creates a vacuum.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I didn't have the sunroof. It was just the driver's window.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it fell maybe 6 feet beside me, and then the air just went sucked right into my window. Bam! Anyway,
I love it. Oh man,
it was. Everybody thinks it's funny, but at the time I didn't think
it
was
almost
funny.
knocked you out. It could have been. It could have been scary.
I had a welt on my brakes. Like it was red. Like it was swollen a little bit. Oh yeah, man. It was just like someone threw a baseball right in my face.
Jeez. I guess I was on I remember I think it was a Nissan Micra, and I had just rebuilt the transmission, and I remember one of the bushings they gave me did not match the old ones. You know what I mean? Like I just know there was something different about it in third gear, right? It was a manual transmission.
Yeah.
So I'm testing it on the hoist, and I'm going, everything's working, right? So, okay, I'm going for a road test now. So I bring one of the guys, hey, come on, let me show you how good this transmission's rebuilt, right? So we get out in front of the dealership and go first, second, third, and it basically locked up both front wheels. We did I think the back wheels came off the ground. It came down again, bang. I was like, and he goes, what'd you do, hit the brakes? I go, no. Lucky we had enough power to get it back to the dealership. We just turned in front and went around the block. Yeah. And something went totally wrong with whatever that bushing was. It just was not the right bushing, and I kept going back saying, this part is not right. And they said, that's what it supersedes to. I'm like, okay, if that's right, then that's right. And sure enough, I had to rebuild it again, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? And I wound up getting the right part. Imagine, they wound up getting me the right part after. The same bushing that was wrong, supersession. I said, get me the old part number. There's got to be some.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. Because it was a difference in length and everything. Right?
Yeah. I think it was a mistake.
Yeah. So somewhere in the microfiche, remember it's the microfiche readers they used to use?
Yeah. Oh, with
okay, we're going really
far.
old here. That's
Holy.
I remember that. Oh yeah.
You were around on the wheel, eh? Like create the wheel.
There was no history when I was around, Steve. I am the history.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then I got another guy. One time I'm looking at the guys, they're all scrambling around the front of the shop. You know, what's going on here? Why you all? Yeah, and I'm not really paying attention, but I am paying attention.
Yeah.
And I see them getting the jack out and everything like that. I go, what's going on? What happened? Right? I didn't say anything until they all finished.
Yeah.
What happened? Well, the wheels are all loose. I go, all four wheels? How? Well, I don't know. The customer tried doing his own brake job. And we brought it inside the shop, didn't think anything of it, and then went parked it back outside. And when he was parking it, the wheels just basically collapsed, all four of them moved. And but you drove the thing first. You know what I mean? Like he actually went for a test drive.
He would have made some kind of a noise.
Nothing. But when they were parking it outside, the car jammed up when he was backing it into the spot because all the wheels pivoted. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a little guy running around outside there, Steve. Little chipmunk. Today we got the doors open. It's pretty nice, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little chipmunk almost ran inside to say hi to us.
He's gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna come inside. Oh, there he is, right there. Yeah. And then what else?
Okay, we're still on the show, eh? We're supposed to be talking about cars.
Oh yeah, forget about it. I was just looking at Mother Nature.
Okay.
Man. And then we've got an accident that does happen. Accidents happen in the shop too.
Yeah.
Right? When I was working at Sears Automotive in Hillcrest Mall. Do you remember Sears used to have automotive?
Yeah.
Right.
Again.
Okay. Again.
Show your age again.
Yeah. So here I am, Mr. 16, 17-year-old guy, knowing we were called installers. So we had to mountain balance tires, replace batteries, shock absorbers, We weren't allowed to do any mechanical like brakes or anything like that.
Yeah.
So at a Dodge Cuda or something like that, I had to change the rear shocks on. Okay, they're rusty, right? A little rusty, these things.
Oh, yeah.
So I got the torch out, and I was the only one in the shop. I shouldn't have been doing it, but I got the torch out. I lit it up and started warming up the top shock nut. Well, doesn't this little spark, the little spark goes off, boom. It goes off up high, and all of a sudden I see a flame. The gas line's leaking. Oh, right? And I'm like, oh my God. So I turn off the torch. I didn't have the water hose. I had nothing beside me. I reached my arm up as far as I could squeeze it up there and grabbed the gas line and just cramped my hand right around it. Just locked my hand around this thing and prayed that we didn't catch fire.
Yeah.
And I sat there for a good 3-4 seconds holding that flame until it went out.
Yeah.
And then I let it go and it was good. And I said, okay, that's it. I'm not doing these shocks anymore. And I waited for like the Class A guy to come.
Yeah.
I said, look, there's a gas leak here too. He said, don't worry, we'll get it done. And we managed to do it.
Yeah.
Like he just wrapped everything up, rags and everything else in water and put everything up there. And said, let's go. Right?
Yeah, but aren't you going to fix the fuel leak?
Well, they had to fix the fuel leak too.
Just to the shocks. Like, okay, see you later.
Yeah. No, it was different. Sears Automotive.
I know.
When Sears did brakes, you had to replace the calipers or rebuild them, and replace your wheel cylinders or rebuild them. They never did just a regular brake job.
Yeah.
They pushed the pistons in or in like that. They had to do everything like 100%.
Brand new.
Yeah, everything was brand new. But yeah, that was a pretty good mishap. Then a Goodyear Go Center when I was at one, they ran out of floor soap, so they decided, hey, we'll just use Varsol. And this floor drain on this shop ran from one end of the shop to the other. There was like 6 bay doors. So imagine, all the way across the shop, there's Varsol in these drains now. Licensed technician down at the other end has to warm up an exhaust system, sparks, bang, the whole floor lights up from end to end. 3-foot flames. Yeah. They said, okay, we'll never wash the floors in Varsol ever again, right? So you learn off this stuff, right?
I seen a kid with a DeWalt 12-volt gun. Yeah. And it was dirty, so he decided he was going to spray it with freaking brake clean.
Oh my gosh!
But they develop a spark inside when you so the thing went up in flames.
Yeah, he's very lucky. One of my guys did the same thing.
He dropped it in the garbage can. And the garbage can's on fire. There's paper and everything in there, right?
Yeah.
So we're there with all we had was the power washer. And just hammered it.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. No, that's why I don't know, when I opened up my shop, I made sure we had more fire extinguishers than you were supposed to have.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I was doubled up on fire extinguishers because accidents happen.
Yeah.
And they happen that fast. I remember being in high school, right? Grade 12 auto shop.
Yeah.
Remember when you had to adjust valves on a Chevy?
Yep.
Engine running, you back it off, you tighten it again.
Yeah.
You tick, 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 then you tighten it again.
Yeah.
You back it off, tick, 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 tighten it again on the hydraulics.
Yeah.
Anyways, the oil's hot, and it's running over the head a little bit onto the manifold. Well, we're grade 12 kids, right? The thing lights up. The whole side of the car just catches fire, right? The auto teacher comes over, fire extinguisher out. Okay, guys, keep going. So we had to finish the job.
Yeah.
And it was just funny because we were like, man, God, we almost lit up this whole high school. Right? But we learned, right? You learn from your mistakes. And then there was one, it was probably one of the ones that I remember the most. This was Datsun days, when it turning into Nissan. I was adjusting a clutch.
All right, keep talking. I gotta go get another beer.
Oh, you bring one over here then.
Okay.
All right, anyways. So it was a older vehicle, but it was brand new at that time. And I'm standing on the driver's side, reaching down, adjusting the clutch cable. And across from me is the cleanup department. And they're in like a bigger room, so they have time to build up speed. So we hear tires squealing and an engine revving at maximum RPM right to fuel cut. And the guy beside me is two bays over. He yells, "Vic, heads up!" Right? I go, "Heads up!" He says, "Look out!" Right? And I said, "What?" I see this Pathfinder come barreling straight at me, like I'm talking full speed, coming straight from that bay, tires spinning and all. So I'm ready to go and jump towards him, right? And then I changed my mind. I said, I'm going to jump over the hood of the car and onto the passenger side.
Yeah.
So as I'm in mid-flight, he hits the car I'm working on. It pins me up against the front bumper of the car and my toolbox, and my toolbox moves that little bit to give me some leeway, then I fall back where I was going to go originally.
Right.
And my head is like 2 inches from the back wheel of this Pathfinder that's got full RPM reverse, still spinning. Right? So the other guy reached in.
You're lucky, buddy. You're so lucky.
The other guy reached in, turned off the ignition. The poor guy was in shock who was in the car driving it. So he didn't know what happened. I managed to get up, and I was like, oh my God, thank God I went the other way, because if I had went the way that I was going to go originally, that Pathfinder would have cut me in half and I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
So accidents happen.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And obviously it took me to the hospital. I just had a little bruise on my knee. Thank God. Nothing was broken. Right? Could you imagine?
Yeah.
So that's how dangerous it can be, even in a shop. And that one I'll never forget, because I felt so bad for the guy who was driving the car, because he was totally in shock because he almost killed a guy.
Yeah.
And he quit his job actually the next day. He couldn't come back. And I said, he's got to come back. Please get him back.
Yeah.
Don't let him do that. And he did come back eventually, but he was never the same. Like, he would never drive a car again. He just washed the cars.
Oh, yeah.
He just done,
Yeah.
And he was an older guy too, and I felt for him, right?
Yeah.
He was new to the country, just learning how to do things and all that.
Sorry for laughing. It just...
Yes, Steve. It's what we're built for.
I was just thinking of something else there, that sort of this same thing, but...
You're laughing. I almost died and you're laughing.
No. I was thinking I wasn't thinking of that. It's funny.
Okay.
We had a guy that became a service advisor, and he wanted a demo, and I was doing a used car, and I did brakes on it. So, but it was done, but I hadn't lowered it down off the hoist or anything.
Yeah.
It was still in the air in the hoist, and I didn't pump the brakes up or anything, so there was no brake pedal yet. Anyway, this guy decides that he's going to take this car home. Well, we were already gone. Well, the next day, this is when we found out, right? The next day I see the car in the middle of the shop. And what the hell's going on here, right? And then I see the back bumper and the front bumper's all smashed. And then I look at my toolbox, it's smashed. So I go, now I know what he did. He put it in reverse, backed into the wall, put it in drive, and drove right into my toolbox. And then put it in reverse again, backed into the wall. And he got out and left. We never saw the guy again.
He never came back?
Never came back. Couldn't get a hold of him. No, he wasn't answering the phone. No.
Any damage to your box?
Oh, yeah. It was smashed.
Oh, my God. The car's damaged. Your box is damaged. The wall's damaged. Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah. All because the guy was not too bright, didn't know.
Wow. I remember you were telling me a story.
Like if the car's on the hoist, people, like there's a
There's
reason why it's on the hoist.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not ready for driving yet.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, who would ever think that?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, we've had other salesmen do the same thing, where I caught him. He's lowering it down. I go, what are you doing? He goes, well, I need to show this customer. I said, dude, I'm
still working on it.
I'm still working on it. You know?
Yeah.
Like I said, the wheels aren't even tight yet. I just put them on, like just with fingers.
Yeah. Well, I still remember driving a car. They wanted me to test drive a car, and I guess the tech forgot to tighten the wheels, like torque the wheels.
Yeah.
So I'm driving it home. Like, it's a bit of a drive. Was it about 40, 50 kilometers to Bradford and Woodbridge, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed there was a noise, but I didn't think anything of it. So this is where I became very familiar with when you have loose wheels.
Yeah.
That knocking noise that a car makes before the wheels come off.
Yeah.
So I'm driving it home. I get home and I'm not thinking anything of it. Okay, it must be the brakes. He just did brakes. So, I'm pulling up on the handbrake a little bit, seating in the drums and everything else. I'm driving. So on the way back in the morning, I'm on the Highway 400 and I'm driving in and I'm hit Aurora side road and I start hearing the noise again. So I go, okay, pull up, park, and I don't hear much of a difference. It's not changing, right?
Yeah.
So I make it to the Esso station or whatever is on the 400. I decide to pull over because I noticed cars that were beside me are backing away from me as I'm on the highway. Right? I'm going, oh fuck, they're seeing something.
They're seeing something.
So I managed to pull off the highway and I checked all four tires. The wheel nuts were almost off. Like they're on the last thread before the wheels come off.
Did you lose any wheel nuts?
I didn't lose one wheel nut.
Oh.
So I tightened up, I grabbed the wrench out the trunk and everything, tightened them all up, and then had a lecture with the tech I said, listen, man, you got to torque the wheels. If you want me to test drive something, you should tighten the wheels before I,
Why is everybody trying to kill me? Trying to run
exactly.
over me?
That's twice.
Okay.
But yeah, that's some stories there. And I mean, we've had issues too where, one of the ones that really got me was I remember a sunroof being left open on a vehicle, and it rained.
Oh.
And it rained, and that one cost a few dollars, right? So yeah, there's a
where Phil bought a Kicks, and I did the PDI, and I forgot to roll up. It was me. I forgot to roll up the window.
Oh.
I guess I didn't think I don't usually do that, but I did apparently, because he said that it rained that night, and he goes, my seat was all wet and everything. And
it's Phil. Who cares?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
it happens. Happens to the best of us.
But I remember something you told me a long time ago when we opened up the shop in Richmond Hill when it was on 19th. Remember?
Oh yeah, Gamble.
Yeah, how bad the back road was. There's the back way in.
Oh yeah.
What happened there? You said something about an engine or something.
Yeah.
I got to hear that.
It had a backyard, but it was at low elevation, so we had to go up a hill to get up to the road.
Yeah.
Right? And it was a pretty big hill. Anyway,
I do remember that.
I was getting an engine. I was replacing an engine, so they had it in the parts truck, and it's just a pickup, and they had the tailgate open.
Yeah.
And I guess they just had it sort of on the tailgate.
Well, you said the guy,
and it was standard, and the guy was not really good at standard, so I guess he was, when he got to the top of the hill, he kind of jerked it.
Pop the clutch.
And anyways, he comes around, and I'm going, where's my engine? He goes, oh! Well, the thing fell right off the back of the truck and rolled down the hill into a garbage bin. But the only thing it did was it broke the distributor, so I just had to replace the distributor.
Was it a brand new engine or like a used
brand
one?
new?
Brand new! Oh, man.
It's a long block, and it came with the distributor and the cap and everything.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I still remember you. There was this guy. He used to do transmissions a lot, right? And he was doing a Pathfinder transmission.
Yeah.
So I was working in my bay, and he was working in his bay, and we had this young apprentice running around, and he was supposed to help the guys, right? So all I hear is, "Hey, Rads, can you give me a hand, please, and drop this transmission?" And all I hear is, "F you." He says, "I'm too busy. Now leave me alone." I heard that, and all of a sudden, I hear, boom! I hear this big crash. The guy dropped the transmission because he couldn't do it, right? He was expecting that guy to help him. And then he comes over to me, Vic, I think you need to talk to that guy over there. So I just said, what just happened? I couldn't hold it anymore, the transmission, he says. I go, oh my God, So I just said, next time this guy asks for help, just help him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just help him, man. Oh. And that's about what I got for some stories there. I don't know if you have any more yourself, but I mean, there's a lot, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of stories. We could go on for forever and ever, but, there's another show we could probably do that again. But,
yeah, I'm sure I'll remember a few more. But, yeah, I can't think of anything. Just remember, cars are the way people get around. And you got to treat them with respect.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the way we treat all our customers' cars. I just find that cars are lasting longer now. And I had one car come in today where I had to call the shot. I had to say, listen, you can't spend any more money on this car.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And
I know what you're talking about.
The car is, it's a beautiful looking car on the outside.
I didn't know what you're talking about at first. I wondered, what the hell are you talking about? Now I understand.
I'm getting all
what you're
sentimental,
talking
Steve.
about.
I'm getting all sentimental here.
I know.
So
Jeez.
it's a 2003 Infiniti G35 Coupe. And it has been driven in the winter, unfortunately. I don't think those cars were made to drive in the winter. Now, we're in 2026 now, so how old's that car? Right?
Yeah.
It's old.
Yeah.
Right? Was it 23 years old or whatever it is? Cars are lasting longer, but unfortunately, the frames are not. So when I got this car up in the air, I noticed rust on the ground on my hoist, right? And I lifted this up from the frame at the front, like underneath the frame rail, not from the side.
Well, it's falling apart as you lifted it up.
I know. And when I got it up in the air, I saw the quarters
Yeah.
completely rotted right. Like I stick my hand from front to back right through on both sides.
Oh, the sills.
Yeah, completely right through. And I said, look, it's time. You're not going to spend. I'm not even going to put your summer tires on. It's done. You're not going to.
You can't drive this anymore. It's done. It's unsafe.
So they called up. Husband and wife had their talk and said, "Yep, we're done. We're gonna leave the car. We're gonna find another car." I said, "Leave. I don't want you even driving it right now. Just keep it here until we can get rid of it for you." And it's a G35 coupe with the Brembo package. So I just called up somebody who races those cars and I said, "There's a car here. How much you want to offer these people? Let you guys decide." And he talked to them and they made a deal. And now there's a car waiting to be picked up to get. Obviously taken apart because the engine and transmission on this vehicle and the Brembo brakes are what's going to sell that car for parts.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. But I could not let them drive that car anymore.
And then you can still take it to the wreckers and still get another
$500 or whatever.
Something.
Yeah. But I just couldn't let them drive that car. There's no way I couldn't. You can't spend another dime on this car. And then you brought up something about how some people just want to keep fixing their old cars.
Yeah, I had a Murano. The body was good on it. That was the thing. But the subframes, I had to replace front and back subframes, and transmissions. I think 3. They went through 3 trannies.
Really?
Oh yeah, just kept on.
Just keep on going.
Yeah, just keep on going. And it had probably over 300,000 on it,
but still, how many transmissions? I mean,
I don't know when do you want to call it quits.
Yeah, and they just kept fixing it, even though you tried saying don't fix it.
And it's like a new transmission. So.
But the frame was good. Like the actual frame of the vehicle was good. Subframes are replaceable, but
yes, the frame was fine.
Oh, okay.
Body was fine.
Well, I know a lot of customers say I'd rather,
but you had to replace everything. Control arms, everything.
But I know customers will say I'd rather spend $5,000 on this than spend another $50,000 or $60,000 on a new car. That's what I'm hearing a lot of right now.
I know, but I get that, but to a certain point.
Yeah, to a certain point.
Because your car is now not as. It's not. Even if you're replacing all that stuff, it's not driving like it was a brand new car anymore.
No, but sometimes when you fix them up, they do drive like a brand new car again, right?
Yeah.
But depends on how much you want to change. So I mean, there's a line, and it's up to technicians, up to mechanics, technicians, whatever you want to call us, to call that shot. Because there's a lot of guys that are greedy as hell and say, let's just fix it. But I just spent $7,000 when I could have put that towards a new car.
Yeah.
Right? Because all of a sudden the car breaks down next week.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I've had 2 vehicles this week where I said enough's enough. Right? One of them we had to keep going for safety reasons because it just needed tires and what have we. But it's showing its signs. All the bushings are going and everything's starting to rust out. And those cars are all over 15 years old. Right? Yeah. And I remember rule of thumb here was 10 years old, get rid of it. Right? But they're lasting longer now.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's the way I'm going to finish off today, Stevie. I'm going to leave it at that.
You're going to leave it at that? Good. Good. I was wondering how long you want to fuck a dog.
You know what? I'm tired of listening to your crap, man. I'm trying to be nice to you and everything. I've treated you like a real good guy.
Okay, get some Kleenex. Anyway. Okay, that's our show for the day. See you next week.
Ciao, everybody.